Amber Miller is streaming live from Worth a Shot Firearms here in Millersville, speaking to those in charge about that controversial incident. Good morning, Amber.
Good morning, Patrice. One of those lingering questions is, why does she have an Uzi, that type of gun? And that's one thing we're asking Donna Worthy here at Worth a Shot Firearms, just to get her take on it. This is her business. This is what she does every single day. For us, seeing the story, hearing the details, one of the first things you think of is, why did she even have a Uzi? Talk to us. Is that typical to train on that, especially for a young child?
Not in Maryland, of course, but a fully automatic gun is going to be very powerful for anybody of any age to control. But if they've had ample training, it's not out of the question totally, but you do need a lot of training for anybody of any age to get to that degree.
And why is that? For people at home who don't even know what an Uzi looks like, I mean, what happens when you shoot that may cause some concern for a child or a small adult?
And not so much just that it was an Uzi, but that it was a fully automatic. So when you're shooting fully automatic, it's very difficult to keep the gun leveled. So it has a tendency to rise up or go left to right.
Gotcha.
So you really need a lot of practice and a lot of training before you get to that level.
And let's talk about what happens here, because we were talking and you said there is a certain amount of training that you must have before you even shoot what you say live fire is what it's called. Kind of talk to me about what you all do to prevent things like that from happening right here.
So when we get a customer in that wants to start their firearms training of any age, we first require them to go into the classroom because I want to make sure that they can safely handle the gun before we go to a live fire setting. Especially with children, it's required that they have multiple classroom sessions so that we can make sure that they're mature enough and mentally able to handle live fire safely.
And we don't know all the details, but just watching the video and learning about the story, it's assumed that this may have been her first time even handling it, and it was live fire, as you say, because we know what happened after that. How young can they start here as far as learning to train? Is there an age limit for Maryland? Is there a law that people need to know about?
Well, the law in Maryland says no one under the age of 16 can have unauthorized access. You can train your kids. We do recommend that if you do get training for your children, that it's from a professional. And lots of times we start at age 8 if they're mentally ready. But if they're starting at that age, most of the time it's only classroom.
All right. Anything else, Donna, people at home you think need to know before they take their child to a gun range, before they consider doing this? I know we were saying using a gun is also a sport, so it's not like you don't want to scare people, but you want them to be aware, you want them to be safe.
Absolutely. We recommend that anything that you want to do with firearms, you get professional training first. Firearms is absolutely your Second Amendment right, and we agree with that 100%, but we also agree that you have a strong responsibility. Shooting is a sport, so don't be afraid of it. Just get the training and have fun.
All right. Thank you so much, Donna. And Patrice, that does it for us here. We are live in Millersville. Amber Miller, Fox 45, Morning News Weekends.
All right, Amber, thank you.